YouTube? This is Draven and you're in Draven's World. And in this video, we're going to be going over my picks for top 25 college football week 5. So first up, we have Indiana at number 25, Michigan State. Michigan State's favored by 14. I'm going to take Michigan State plus the points. I know their offense hasn't done all that well this season so far, but I think Michigan State's going to break out and cover the 14. Number 24, Kansas State playing Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's at home, favored by 5.5. I'm going to call the upset on this one. I'm going to pick Kansas State. I think Kansas State's quarterback's really good. I think they have a lot of athletes. I like Oklahoma State's athletes as well, but their quarterback's a lot different. He's more of a runner, and I've seen him go with more of the kind of bigger pocket passer type of quarterbacks at Oklahoma State. It's a different change for them, so it's going to be interesting. I think Wallace is the quarterback. He looks like he could run really well. What I've seen out of him, he doesn't throw the way I, kind of used to seeing an Oklahoma State quarterback throw. So we'll see. Maybe they pull it off. But I'm picking Kansas State because I like their talent. I like their offensive line. I like their run game. I like their quarterback. And I like their speed on defense. So I'm picking Kansas State in the upset on this one. Number 23, Texas A&M at Arkansas. Spreads 23.5, favored Texas A&M. I am going to pick Texas A&M to beat Arkansas at home. Pick Texas A&M on the road against Arkansas. But I don't think they're going to cover the 23. So we'll see. Maybe Arkansas can't, stick with Texas A&M that long. But I think the game's going to be a little closer than that, but not close enough to really put a lot of fear in Texas A&M. So Texas A&M. But they don't cover. UConn at number 22, UCF. UCF is favored by 43.5. I see UCF covering the spread. So I'm picking UCF in an easy win, and I'm going to pick them to cover 43.5. Number 21, USC at number 17, Washington. Washington by 10.5 is the spread. This is probably the hardest game of the week to call for me. I'm going to pick Washington to win it. I'm going to pick Washington not to cover the spread. I'd like to see USC win it, but I don't think that they will. Maybe that quarterback, the freshman quarterback at USC, we'll see kind of what he's all about going against another tough team on the road. So Washington's been really good, for a while. Great program, and I think they stumbled against Cal in a kind of a crazy late night game. It's gonna, count against them in the long run. But I think Washington beats USC, but they don't cover. Rutgers at number 20, Michigan. Michigan's favored by 27.5. I think Michigan's gonna win. I do not expect them to cover the 27.5. Michigan's offense has really struggled this year. I can't imagine them putting up enough points to cover this spread. Michigan's a lot better than Rutgers. I think they'll win easily. It'll be nice to see if Michigan can kind of settle in on a quarterback. I think that's kind of what's holding them back. Be kind of nice to see them settle in and know who, if it's going to be Patterson or McCaffrey, which quarterback's going to be the guy to finish out the season. I don't think that it's a good strategy for them to have these two quarterbacks just playing parts of the game. It feels like it really throws them off. Maybe I'm wrong, but the quarterback situation at Michigan seems to be kind of holding them back. So they've struggled a lot this year. They're still a really good team, but I don't think they cover the 27.5. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe their offense, explodes finally, and we get to see the Michigan offense that we've been hoping to see since Harbaugh took the job. We've seen it a few times in past seasons, but this year that offense really doesn't seem to exist, at least not the way we thought it was going to. So Michigan wins. Michigan wins pretty easily. I don't expect them to cover the 27.5. Washington State at number 19, Utah. Utah's favored by 5.5 at home. Utah, I'm going to pick Utah, and I'm going to pick Utah to cover the spread. Washington State seems to be really good, but giving up that many points to UCLA has really thrown me off on Washington State. I don't know what Washington State is really all about yet. I thought they were going to be a legit top 25 team, maybe push for the Pac-12. Giving up that many points, I lost a lot of confidence in as far as how far I think they'll go. So I'm going to pick Utah. Utah left a loss last week to USC. That's not, obviously that kind of throws them out of possibly going for an undefeated season and maybe even pushing towards the college playoff. But they would have needed, to be undefeated in order for that to happen. But I think they do rebound. I think they take Washington State down, and I think they win it by more than 5 or 5.5. So Utah, I'm guessing they probably win this one by more than 10. So number 18 Virginia at number 10 Notre Dame, spread being 12.5. Notre Dame, I'm picking to win. I'm picking Notre Dame to cover the spread, 12.5. I think I was really impressed watching Notre Dame play Georgia last week. I haven't got to watch a lot of Virginia. A little bit of what I did see, and they look really good, really impressive this year. But I do not see them going into Notre Dame's house and beating them. And I don't even see them covering the spread. Maybe they pull it off, pull up the upset. It's going to be a fun game to watch. But I'm going to roll my dice with Notre Dame to cover this 12.5. Arizona State at number 15 Cal. The spread is 5 in favor of Cal. I think the Golden Bears are going to win, and I think they're going to cover. It's going to be interesting to see how Arizona State bounces back after their loss to Colorado last week. I love the Arizona coaching staff, but I did not see a whole lot of pass rush out of that Arizona defense. And so I expect Cal to expose that. I think that they'll score some points. I think Cal's going to win, and I think they'll cover the spread because of the Arizona defense. It'd be nice to see that Arizona offense kind of in a shootout. They got some fabulous receivers, a lot of speed on the outside, and a great running back. But they were not able to get through the Buffaloes, and I think the Buffaloes, secondary, had some injuries. So, and Arizona State wasn't able to exploit that. So I don't see that happening against Cal, at least not over, what Cal's going to put up on their offensive side. So Cal wins this one, and Cal covers the spread. Mid-Tennessee State at number 14, Iowa. Iowa's favored by 24.5. I'm going to pick Iowa to win this. I'm going to pick Iowa to cover. A really strong team. I don't see Mid-Tennessee State, sticking in the game with Iowa at Iowa for very long. I think Iowa State covers this spread pretty easily. Number 12, Penn State at Maryland. Penn State is favored by 6.5. I'm picking Penn State to cover the spread. They'll win. I think they'll cover the spread pretty easily. We'll kind of get to see, we're going to start seeing kind of how good Penn State is and how far they can go in the Big Ten. A lot of tough teams, and Penn State's one of them. So it's going to be really fun to watch Penn State, especially later in the season when the games get even bigger and bigger. But I don't think this is going to be a game that trips them up. So Penn State wins this one. They cover the spread. Townsend at number 9, Florida. Florida's favored by 36.5. I'm picking Florida to win. I'm picking Florida to cover the spread. I don't see Townsend putting up any fight, to what the Gators are going to put up and the kind of talent they're going to bring out. I know this isn't the best Gator team that I've ever seen, but still this spread won't be too hard for them to cover. Northwestern at number 8, Wisconsin. The spread is 24. Wisconsin is a strong team, another good Big Ten team. I can't wait to see later in the season when the games get bigger. So I'm taking Wisconsin plus the 24. Mississippi State at number 7, Auburn. The spread is 12. I think that Auburn's going to win. I think that they're going to cover. They're at home. Auburn's going to push for the SEC, and I don't think Mississippi State, even though I like their team, I don't like them enough to stick with Auburn. So Auburn wins this one. Auburn wins it pretty easily, and we'll see how far the Tigers are going to go this year. It's going to be really fun if you're an Auburn fan. They got a great team, and they're going to definitely push for the SEC. So we'll see. But this week they don't lose, so it's not in their time. So Auburn in an easy one against Mississippi State. Texas Tech at number 6, Oklahoma. The spread is 27. Oklahoma is going crazy this year. Hurts is going to put up a lot of points. Oklahoma wants to win a national title, and teams like Texas Tech are going to pay the price on how many points Oklahoma's going to try to score. I don't think Texas Tech has the defense to stop them. So Oklahoma wins, and Oklahoma covers the 27. You know, I'm expecting Nebraska fans to be pretty upset at home losing Ohio State. I won't be surprised if I hear Nebraska fans, questioning the coach Frost. But you got to be patient. Frost has a long way to go to rebuild the program. If he's going to be able to, it's not going to happen, this fast. Ohio State is rolling. Ohio State is strong. Ohio State, and they're ready to also push for a national title. When you're playing against some of these top 10 teams, the level is so different. So I don't see Nebraska being able to cover or, stay within the 18 points. So I'm picking Ohio State, and I'm picking Ohio State to win this one pretty easily. Like I said, I think the Nebraska fans are probably going to have a hard time with it after Saturday, but it is what it is. When you're trying to build a program from what Nebraska used to be into what they want to be, but where they are is completely different. And Ohio State right now is at the top of the food chain, so they're going to get the lion's share. So Ohio State. Ole Miss at number 2, Alabama. The spread is 37.5. Alabama's going to win this one, but I do not expect them to cover the 37.5. SEC football is the best as far as the conference goes, in my opinion. Ole Miss might not be the best team, but I don't think that they're going to get beat by Alabama by 37.5. I think they'll be up for the game enough to keep the score within that. So Alabama wins it pretty easily, but I don't see them covering the 37.5. Number 1, Clemson at North Carolina. The spread is 26.5. I'm picking Clemson to win. I like what North Carolina has looked like so far under Mac Brown. I think that they'll be a lot better than what they've been, but I do not expect them to be able to beat Clemson. But I do think that they'll stay within the 26.5. Clemson's so strong, I don't expect to see, all their starters all game long going full out. So Clemson wins this one, but they don't win by more than the 26.5. So picking Clemson to win, and I think they'll win probably 18 to 24 points, maybe just outside of covering, but Clemson in an easy one. Thanks you two for watching this video, Week 5 picks on college football. We'll see kind of what it looks like. It's going to start really getting interesting. I'm having a hard time picking between, Ohio State and Nebraska. If not the win, I think Ohio State will win. But, whether, Nebraska's defense can keep Ohio State scoring down enough to stay within the 18. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. I can't wait to watch that game. I can't wait to watch USC playing Washington. The Pac-12 is going to start kind of tearing each other down in a way. I do not expect a Pac-12 team to make the playoffs this year. You just need a team to go undefeated in the Pac-12, and there's going to be too many in the other conferences. So right now I see Ohio State, Wisconsin being some of the teams out of the two main ones out of the Big Ten. Oklahoma and Texas right now I think are going to push for that. Georgia, LSU, Auburn, Alabama, Clemson will be the rest that I think that are left to push for the playoffs. So we'll see. But this week I don't see any of those teams being eliminated. I just think now that we kind of gotten to this part, I think you're going to start to see 1, 2, maybe even 3 losses by the best of the Pac-12, because I don't see any of these teams being so strong that they can pull away from everyone else. So USC and Washington is probably the game that I'm most excited to watch this weekend. YouTube, enjoy your college football Saturday, and I'll see you next week. Until then, Draven's World out.